After the recession, the top 1% of Americans were capturing more than 90% of income growth, but today that's down to about half. Last year, poverty in this country fell at the fastest rate in nearly 50 years. And with further investment in infrastructure and early childhood education and basic research, I'm confident that such progress will continue.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the president a couple of days ago or so at the General Assembly, his farewell. Joining us now to talk about a whole bunch of things, most importantly his new book, is Edward Conard, visiting scholar for the American Enterprise Institute and author of a great one, The Upside of Inequality, How Good Intentions Undermine the Middle Class. Great to see you, sir.
Thanks
for coming in. All right, let's basically ignore Obama. That's what I try to do as much as possible and not concentrate on that. But just very, very, very interesting here. How good intentions undermine the middle class. We've often heard that, especially in the political debate today, when it comes to the inner cities. How good intentions have gone awry, and decades of the same policies have resulted in what we see now.
Yes.
So talk about what you mean by the upside of inequality and the good intention part not working out so good.
You know, I think, well, on the upside of inequality, America has the deepest, highly trained, most motivated pool of entrepreneurs of anybody in the world. It's generated more innovation, more growth, more employment. The U.S. employment is growing twice as fast as France and Germany, 3 times faster than Japan, at incomes that are 15 to 30% higher. A lot of that has been driven by, and the growth rate would be even higher on a relative basis if they weren't enjoying the benefit of all the innovation that we're creating. On what a good intention is undermine the middle class, raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. You got a lot of very low skilled workers who are going to have a hard time producing that much value that customers want to buy.
Right.
And when the customers don't want to buy what they're able to produce, even if they're only able to produce $12 an hour of value for customers, and we set the limit at 15, they're going to be out of work.
Right. Well, like the fast food restaurants, a lot of them are cutting people's hours. A lot of them are here in New York. De Blasio just recently said they need to know their schedule 2 weeks in advance, and they need this and they need that, and you're gonna have people losing jobs. You're gonna have machines doing the work of what people are now doing, if it's at all possible.
Yeah, I think one of the misperceptions that people have is that employers don't really hire workers. Customers hire workers. Employers hire workers on behalf of customers. So customers are constantly saying, hey, if the limit's $15 and that guy's only creating $10 of value for me, then I'm not going to hire that worker, and then the employer doesn't hire that worker. People don't see it that way. They think they can just pass a law on employers and tell everybody to pay people more money, and eureka, we're going to have great prosperity, as if it were that easy.
Now, what about, there was a story yesterday or the day before where McDonald's, I believe, if I'm remembering right, in Ohio, they fired a whole bunch of accountants and brought in foreign workers on these visas to take the jobs. I mean, talking like 40, 50, 60 accountant-type people. I've also read fairly recently where, the government subsidizes these foreign college students coming in. The business only has to pay a percentage of what they would pay an American college graduate, so to speak, and the foreign person gets the job, and the government helps pay for that salary, and the American college graduate, who can't get a job now anyway, loses out on that job. What is that about?
Sure, and I think there is a lot of abuse on H-1B visas because they were designed, really intended for the ultra high skilled technical worker, entrepreneur, and they're used at a much lower level of skill level than what they were designed for. But I do think when you look out into the future, you do see some big problems in America that probably can't simply be solved by growth. One of those is we're eaten alive by baby boomers retiring. And then after we're done eaten alive there, we get eaten alive by the Chinese growing in military threat. So we do need a lot of growth to close the budget gaps and such like that. So you can't just walk away from immigration in total, but we could substantially change the mix towards ultra high skilled workers who really have the entrepreneurial capability, the technological capability to produce growth. That is not what we've been doing. Instead, I agree with you that we've been bringing in a lot of competition for American workers.
Folks, it's all here, The Upside of Inequality, and I thank you for coming in, sir.
Thanks for having me.